I swear to God, there are more tabs every time I look.
That's the first thing I noticed was a lot of tabs. I was like, God damn, that's a lot of tabs.
Yes. They're gonna breach containment.
Oh my God.
Let's stay on the subject of travel. I've got several of these to get through from several YouTubers. Actually, you know what? First things first, we will... Yeah. Let's go to Hong Kong. Still don't have a passport. You're gonna have to stuff me in the cargo area, smuggle me in.
Sorry, I got you.
Right. A few weeks ago, we actually saw a video from this bloke here, Ryan Walker. It was another luxury hotel. It was the Ritz-Carlton, and we were all left wanting because it just did not quite measure up to the standards that we would expect from the Ritz-Carlton. So, going to visit something a bit more iconic. Hotel that has been in Hong Kong practically since God talked to Moses. It's called the Peninsula. It's a mainstay. It's an institution. It is, as the title says, Hong Kong's most iconic hotel. Let's take a look.
The Peninsula Hong Kong is undisputably one of the most iconic hotels in the entire world. It has won more words than I could even mention. It is a staple of Hong Kong hospitality and has been for 97 years. So, of course, I had to do a full review.
97 years.
Jesus Christ.
And not just one heliport, but two.
I travel around the world and review the very best hotels out of 50 points in 5 categories. The categories, like always, are the ambiance, the room, the dining, the service,
Whose car
and
is that?
the factor. I'm just a guest staying here.
That is, I believe that is an antique Rolls Royce. And that's, you'll probably get to this in the video, but I'll go ahead and talk about it. The Peninsula in Hong Kong has an entire fleet of Rolls Royce automobiles. And they have almost since inception. That's how fancy of a hotel. And you can tell that they belong to the Peninsula because it is this custom color of green that they're all painted.
I like green.
For the very first time, and they did let us know that the room is officially ready. Let's take a peek at it before we see the rest of the hotel.
My favorite shade?
I thought it is a nice shade of green.
Oh, yes.
All right, we're going to look at the room much more in depth a little bit later in this review. We might even look at a $30,000 a night suite. But for right now, let's go take a look around the hotel. Let's kick off the ambiance segment with the grand lobby. So as soon as you walk into the hotel, there is this massive open space that has not changed for almost 100 years. This lobby is actually split. Years and years ago, they used to have what's called a tea party, where on one side of the room would be the single party, and on the other side of the room were those that were taken. It was kind of like the modern day version of a dating app where you come to these parties and then meet other singles to potentially move over to the taken side of the room.
Tea party, and my mind immediately went extremely American.
This room really is striking. It's one of the most beautiful parts of coming into this hotel, and it really does start to show you that history right out of the gate.
I think I can never guess where your mind went.
76 gargoyle faces that are all in the crown molding and around the different pillars that are in this room. Now, these 76 different faces all have different expressions. There are many different gods and deities and different idols that they believe protect the staff and the guests, which is a theme in this hotel. So the staff that get the door for you and greet you...
It's interesting blend of Eastern spiritualism, but with a lot of European architectural touches.
Here are called page boys, and they're called that because it literally used to be children that had that job almost 100 years ago. Now, they kept the same uniform and the same title all these years, but we'll talk about the service a little bit later in this review. Now, continuing with the ambiance section here, one of the most interesting and unique parts of this hotel is the China Clipper. It is a 2-helipad rooftop lounge location where you can literally take helicopter rides for 1,000 Hong Kong dollars per minute. The average ride is 18-minute rides for 1,000 Hong Kong dollars.
$125 a minute. I mean, I don't know, for a helicopter ride, that's kind of the going rate these days. They are more expensive to operate than airplanes.
Per minute. The average ride is 18 minutes long.
So, a couple of grand for a helicopter ride.
And once you land from your helicopter, you can take a ride in one of their signature Rolls Royces.
I see they've also got they've got some Bentleys in the fleet now too.
There are over 20 of these in the Peninsula fleet, and they're all the same color, Peninsula green. They set the world record for the most Rolls ordered in one order in 2006, and they intend to continue to grow their fleet. Now,
Love
on
that.
the 8th floor is the indoor Roman-inspired heated swimming pool. And in the summer, they open up the windows here that look out into Hong Kong and the bay. It is so
If it's heated, I'm
serene.
never
It's a
getting out of that
Roman
pool.
bathhouse. Definitely a standout in the ambiance of the hotel.
Become fish.
So the
Become
spa
fish.
here has a menu that combines both westernized massage techniques and traditional Chinese medicine. Their signature treatment here is called the Han treatment that has pressure point dry massage mixed with scalp massage, and it's meant to be a total body reinvigoration.
That sounds heavenly.
All right, got my Peninsula spa robe on, and here in the waiting area, they have ice that you can put all over your face or body, a crystal hammam steam room, dry sauna. So a lot to keep you busy while you're waiting for your treatment, but I can't wait for this massage. Let's go in there, see how it is, and I'll tell you all about it when it's done.
That'll work out years.
Change back into my clothes here. I have one more fun thing to throw you in the spa, which is the couples treatment room. Absolutely beautiful tub overlooking the harbor here.
Ooh,
You've got real candles behind me. You've got a private treatment room that you can share. There are 14 treatment rooms here at the Peninsula, and it's just a really romantic spot. Now for the gym, and not that you'll be spending a lot of your time here during your stay,
Oh, hell
but
yeah.
it's not that impressive. It's pretty tightly packed in, the gear is close together, and there's almost no one here at all times of the day, and that
You will
might
get
be
your
why.
exercise
Now, the
from
gear
walking the
itself is
streets
pretty
of Hong
modern,
Kong.
technologically advanced. It does count your reps, it does count your time.
Yeah, it's really
but
just there if
other than that,
you want it.
definitely have seen better
Yeah.
gyms on this channel. Let's keep moving. Let's
To be
talk a
fair,
little
they
bit
had
about
me
the
at gym, and I'm a
maintenance in the
massive gym
outdoor
rat.
areas of the hotel. So most of the hotel, of course, is inside the building, which is segmented by the old building and the new building. However, all of the grounds are very beautiful. One thing that I really love about the Peninsula is that all of the flowers that you see throughout the hotel are real. From the major orchid
I should hope
displays
so.
to the flowers in the lobby, all real, all constantly being refreshed and
At this
reset
price point,
on a
they
regular
damn well
basis
better
to
be.
make sure it looks amazing. Also, the hotel looks pretty spectacular at night as well.
I don't want to see
Look how
it.
vibrant they are. Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
So I'm not sure how I feel about all of the white light. I imagine it looks even better with more of a amber hue to everything, sort of like old incandescent lights.
Yeah, a warmer light versus a cool light.
Yeah.
Mr. Kitty, why are you trying to open the front door?
He ordered a pizza. He's expecting it any moment.
A pizza
Connected
from
to the
where? I
hotel
live in
is the Peninsula
fucking
Arcade, which is a
bumfuck.
full shopping mall that's also
There's no pizza.
kind of a ghost town. There's international brands, but also a few that you may know, like Chanel, for
I mean, you ordered
example.
the
But
wrap-up. What else?
most of this shopping mall connected to the
guess.
hotel.
And now there's... Okay, that's better. Yeah, a bit warmer light. That looks good.
Connected to the hotel is the Peninsula Arcade, which is a full shopping mall that's also kind of a ghost town. There's international brands, but also a few that you may know, like Chanel, for example, but most of this shopping mall is in the basement of the hotel, and it's just kind of oddly placed here. Again, we've seen shopping malls like at the Shilla that are done really, really well. This one is elegant, and it definitely complements the hotel, but
I mean, if you're staying here, then I would
this is a
assume
big
you could
selling
afford
point
it.
for staying here. There are literally hundreds of high-end items here in the boutique that are all branded the Peninsula. Probably the largest assortment of hotel-branded items that I've ever seen at any one of these stays. The Halakalani came close with their gift shop, and how everything was branded Halakalani in Hawaii. The Halakalani Hotel, all brand. There are literally hundreds of high-end items here in the boutique that are all branded the Peninsula. Probably the large items here in the boutique that are all branded the Peninsula.
That right there. That is a beautiful tea set.
Oh, that's pretty.
Hey, why are you biting me?
Probably
But yes, it's very nice.
the largest assortment of hotel-branded items.
His name is Chaos. I'm sure you could have guessed. Yeah, those look like chocolates.
Yeah, oh, I see. The little bear prints there. Yeah.
Oh, now I see it. Okay, now I see
Even
it.
got a little peninsula hat.
Cute.
White to light might be color correction from their camera. That's possible.
I've ever seen at any one of these stays.
One of the tags said
The
Madagascar
Halakalani came
single
close
origin.
with their gift shop,
I'm
and how
guessing
everything
they're
was branded Halakalani in Hawaii,
fancy
but
chocolate.
I think the Peninsula has them beat. And the items that they have here are high quality. They're really well made, and the Peninsula branding is very subtle. So I think they've done it very well. Plus, this feels like a high fashion, almost jewelry boutique when you're here. Even the little cups that they have are branded the Peninsula.
That's adorable.
That's cute.
That's amazing. Wow, is that good? What the heck? So those were all of the public spaces
That'll be
here at
$50.
the Peninsula, and it's time to give it a final ambiance score. What better place to do that than here on the helipad again? So the Peninsula has a lot of places like this that make your jaw just drop. That Rolls-Royce fleet, that Roman bath area they have, all truly beautiful. On the flip side of things, the gym is definitely far from the most aesthetic or beautiful or updated that we've seen. It's also not the best spa or the best treatments that we've seen as well, and they're not the most interesting. Other than that, it was very hard to find anything to be critical of in the ambiance. I love the old, I love the new, they blended them beautifully together. I gave the ambiance an 8.5 out of 10. There are 300 rooms here at the Peninsula, and 52 of those are suites. We're going to take a look at the base level room first, and then I'm going to show you 2 of the really high-end suites here. This base level room goes anywhere between $500 to $700 US per night at the time of filming this. And the room card they give you has the door gods on it that you saw at the beginning of this video, which are the Chinese gods that protect the guests of this hotel. It's also got that Peninsula green on there, so just continues the motif and theme through the hotel. Let's look in the room. All right, so
that's interesting. Having a fiesta over there, Angel.
No, my parents just love blasting music right about now this time.
Oh, anyways, it's interesting that the contact point to unlock your door is there on the wall and not actually on the door itself. You can see that in a lot of places.
Unfortunately, the first thing that hits you when you walk in the room is not the beauty of the room, it's the smell of mold. They definitely are dealing with a mold/mildew issue in the Peninsula. Now, it's humid, it rains a lot in Hong Kong, it's an old building, it can happen. But I know many of you watching may have allergies to mold or mildew, and that will make it for a really tough stay. The bed is very large. We're going to test that in just a minute. And of course, I'm going to sleep in it tonight and give it a score in the morning. But my favorite thing about this room are the little hidden quirks and features. There are many little interesting things in here that I have truly never seen. I want to show you all of those, and then we'll get to the shower and the bed test. Number 1. the valet box. So you push this button, opens up, you open this, and there's a valet collection box that goes right into the hallway here. So someone can come by without coming in your room and deliver things or pick things up. Very interesting feature, especially in a base level room. Over here on the writing desk, the first is this button right here. Opens up a full mirror with lights on either side. It's very dramatic, very slow. Push it again, put it down.
Yeah, it is.
And also over here in this drawer is a nail dryer. So this is a modern nail dryer you take off, set down, and you can dry your nails in case you gave yourself a manicure in the room. Two more over here. The coffee machine has a little digital display to tell you more about the Nespresso. And down below, there's a full fax machine in the room, just in case you need to scan and send some faxes while you're staying at the Peninsula. No, that is not all. You push this button here that
Fax
says
machine
press.
in the room. When is the last time anyone sent a fax for anything?
I guess it still happens.
Apparently, yes.
I guess so. I don't know. Last time I sent a fax must have been 15, 20 years ago.
And an even more dramatic and slow charging area pops out. Slightly less strange, but still interesting. This area behind me looks like there may not be anything there. But watch this. Open here, the TV. Down here, your snacks and amenities and glassware. This side is your bar. This already was opened. So everything here is also quite hidden. Down below in the minibar area, while we're here, there's really not much. You've got Kettle Honey Dijon chips, sea salt and vinegar chips, and some Peninsula gummy bears. One of the weakest
I wasn't
minibars
expecting
I've
to see a
seen.
familiar
There's
chip brand in
opportunities
there.
Hong Kong for incredible minibar items that I'm sure a lot of vendors and suppliers in the area would love to work with the Peninsula on. You've had 97 years to do it. You can definitely do better than Kettle chips. Down below it says snacks. You open it up and it's only alcohol.
$15
in this
each.
drawer, which is for purchase. In the minibar itself, very simple drinks. Waters, tonic water, Sprite, Coke, Red Bull. Nothing too interesting or exciting in the minibar. Now into the bathroom, as I mentioned, there are a couple quirky things in here as well, which mainly revolve
Joe,
around
thank you for the
these
50
old
kicks.
phones. So by the sink and by the toilet, there are these metal phones that you can call the front desk. There's also the
Feel free to hop
tissue
into
holder,
VC
which
if you
is
like.
worked into the marbling here. And then you have two mirrors, one on each side. It's just a kind of strange room in general. Even stranger is the shower. Let's give it a test.
Oh, God.
Ritz. Long time no see. Hope you had a nice Christmas. I spent Christmas on the road, celebrated a bit early with the family, but it was nice. Hope you had a happy Christmas too.
The shower test is 3 criteria points. That is the size, the ease of use, and the pressure. Size-wise, it is decent, although there's not a lot of room to move around in here. And
It's
the
pretty
ease
basic
of use
shower
is
head.
okay, although I really had to figure out how to use this. Let me show you. So this turns the shower on, both of these, but that turns on the hand faucet. To actually turn on the shower, you have to pull this out, and it's very hard to pull this out. This does nothing.
Seems like some old
You have to
plumbing they
actually
don't feel like updating.
pull it out of the wall
Yeah, possibly.
to be able to get the top shower to go. And then still this is dripping over here. So not
Very
easy
old
to use
plumbing.
at all. Now the pressure is where this shower really fails the test. Never have I stayed somewhere where the shower pressure is so strong that I actually don't want to get in the shower, and that's the case here. It feels like a fire hose or like you are being power washed every time you get in. I feel exfoliated because of how hard the pressure is in the shower. It's gotten to the point now where it's uncomfortable and I don't want to actually use it. Let me show you what I'm talking about with this. It looks like you can change the shower head pressure here, right? You can spin it and that will change it. No, this doesn't change at all. You cannot change the shower head. It's locked in place, so you have to take an extremely high pressure shower. So
What is that
look
connector?
how high pressure this is.
I don't
It's
know.
literally pushing back my
like,
finger.
dude, those are like the
Wow.
shower heads at like a
I've
public
never
pool.
seen a shower like that.
You know the ones that like sting?
Yeah.
Also, the plumbing
Yeah,
is
that's what that
quite
looks
old,
like.
so when you turn on the shower, it gargles through the sink as well, which just makes the entire thing, again, unpleasant. So that is the base level room, but as I mentioned, there are two other penthouse suites
Do
here.
something
Let's
to
take a look
intercept
at
the water
those and
before
then
it
combine
hits.
all.
You shouldn't have to do that, though. It's the Peninsula for 500 to 700 bucks a night. Shouldn't have to do something like that. It should just work, and it should work properly.
All of them for
You gotta
that
take a
final
shot from the
room
mini bar
score.
before you go into the shower.
The
I guess
first of the
so.
two
Numb
top
the pain.
suites here at the Peninsula that I want.
A pretty interesting quote-unquote hotel was the 7 Stars in Kyushu. It's a luxury train. I've heard of it before. I think we've actually done reaction vids to the 7 Stars before. And yeah, it's really something.
I'm going to show you is the Marco Polo Suite. So this goes for $20,000 US per night as of this recording. And personally, I'm not sure that it's worth it.
joke's
It's
gonna
2
cost you 20
bedrooms.
grand.
Yes, all of the materials are very high quality, but
Right, baby.
there are even
Right,
higher
that
level
joke, baby.
suites here at the hotel, like the Peninsula Suite that we'll see next.
I love those
And
chandeliers.
$20,000 a night is a lot. However, there
That
are some
price tag
incredible
had me in
details,
such
like the
shock, I
amenities
completely
that you
missed the
receive
plot.
complimentary when you stay here. Include these
No, 'cause it said
boxes with
Marco
little
Polo,
soaps
and-
that
Yep.
you can take.
You know, in the game Marco Polo, they
Yeah,
popped it, and then
yeah.
I just went, Marco!
Yeah, if my jaw wasn't on the floor, I probably would have responded Polo.
A lot. However, there
Marco
are some
doing it for
incredible
you.
details, like the amenities that you receive complimentary when you stay here. Include these boxes with little soaps that you can take home. So this is a really nice perk to the room, but I don't know, you decide. Is it worth $20,000 a
Not
night?
20 grand
Let's take a look at
worth?
the Peninsula Suite.
That's, yeah. I'm gonna need a
Welcome
bit
to
more
the
to sweeten the
Peninsula
pot there.
Suite here at the Peninsula.
Like,
So-
let me take home that telescope.
They were made to do a tiny origami crane.
Yeah.
For an additional $10,000 a night, you get this. This is the technical penthouse of this
Jesus.
hotel, and it is huge, but there's only 1 bedroom. Similar amenities to what we saw in the last suite. A lot of the materials are similar, but you can just tell everything is very elevated. You are truly above the city of Hong Kong with the best views in the best room that you could possibly have. And as a bonus, it's the only room I've been in so far at the Peninsula that doesn't smell like water damage or mold. So that is a big plus.
I mean, for that amount of money that you're spending nightly, it had better smell like the finest perfumes just wafting about. You know, it might you want to constantly breathe in and be able to just smell ambrosia.
Yeah, the price point on some of those rooms is going to make my medical bills cost that much. Like, oh my god.
Back in the standard room now, it's time to change and get ready for sleep.
The income from one room for one night could probably fund a good chunk of those repairs. Probably could, and I'm surprised that the lower tier rooms just kind of tend to smell like mold. That's disappointing.
Why does that seem to be a trend?
Yeah, I don't know. I blame COVID. I think ever since then, a lot of hotels and a lot of hospitality companies have just kind of used it as an excuse to let the sides down, and they have just never improved since. Angel,
Yeah.
I am a little concerned I might get a copyright strike from the music, so I'm going to mute you
hold on.
just ever so temporarily, just until.
I can mute, that's fine. Hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry. That like I said, I'm concerned. YouTube is a bit copyright strike happy these days, so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're getting their sniper ready.
So I'm about to sleep in this bed and wake up and give it a final room score in the morning. But before I do that, I want to call the front desk and order room service breakfast for a set time.
I want one of those
A little
robes.
later in the service review portion of this, we're going to see if it showed up on time and if the food was hot and fresh. I always order the same thing. Let's call the front desk.
Good evening, Private Dining. How may I assist you?
Hi there. Could I order breakfast for tomorrow morning, please?
Certainly. What would you like, Mr. Walker?
Could I order a black coffee and an eggs Benedict, please?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. And then could I do that for 7 a.m.?
Deliver at 7 a.m.
Yes, that's perfect.
You're welcome and have a good night. Bye-bye.
And you as well. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's get some sleep.
There's still nothing quite like the Hong Kong skyline at night. Probably able to pass out from the rain sounds from earlier, yeah. How'd you
Okay,
sleep?
so the bed is quite firm. The mattress itself is more like a brick than a mattress, but
Oh no.
I will say the duvet cover and the sheets and the pillows especially are so soft. Not the ideal balance here and definitely far from the best bed that I've slept in. Let's get dressed and give it a room score.
That's disappointing, but also not very surprising for China. Most of the hotels I stayed in on the mainland they kind of had that similar vibe to it. They were, there was one hotel in Shanghai, bed was sort of, I guess you could say it was medium firmness. And then there was another one we staying at a hotel near Shanghai Ocean University. That one was really thin mattresses and really hard. And
Builds character.
yeah, built something, possibly lower back problems later on in life. Another one we stayed at in Beijing was, it was a Novotel. That one wasn't so bad. Bit of an older property, but not too bad. I had a tailor's on site. I was tempted to go get a suit made, but there wasn't enough time.
That's a shame.
Yeah, and the prices weren't bad either. They're just a little bit more expensive than what you get made to measure in Hong Kong. Of course, they're probably a lot more expensive now.
Everything's more expensive now.
Yeah, damn inflation.
So I want to start with the negatives. That bed was very firm and was not the best night's sleep. The shower test was definitely not passed. The mini bar was lacking creativity and innovation, and of course that mold smell. But on the positive side, there were some very interesting things in this room that I have not seen before. I really loved those little hidden secrets and discovering them throughout my stay. It's also a well-designed room. And if you include the Peninsula Suite and the Marco Polo Suite, they really do have an incredible eye for design. The views here are spectacular when it's not raining like today, and the welcome amenities are really wonderful. In fact, there was a couple different amenities throughout the stay that they brought and gave to the room, including a bottle of non-alcoholic champagne and these grapes that look like something straight out of Beauty and the Beast and have been tempting me literally since they put them in here. With all of that in mind, I gave the room a 7.5 out of 10.
The color is amazing too. Just
Yes. That sparkling tea that I've seen in Hong Kong, that looks
Getting
really
into the
tempting. I'd
dining
like to
here,
try
there
that.
are 7 restaurants at the Peninsula. There is also a
Jesus, 7. A freshly and beautiful hotel, the smell really brings it down. Yeah, especially if it's the smell of mold. You would expect better from a place like the Peninsula.
full bar and a cafe. So like always, I'm going to try all of them and then give it a final dining score.
That many restaurants. I think you may be regretting Eggs Benedict at 7 a.m.
Good morning from the veranda. So this is their all-day
You can never
breakfast,
regret
lunch,
Eggs
and dinner
Benedict.
buffet option
Yeah,
here.
but
And
all
the
that stuff
buffet
he's
is
got to
looking
eat.
really incredible. So it's maybe not as large as others that we've seen, like at the Four Seasons
Oh,
in
you're
Seoul, but it
Hard to
does
regret
have a
Eggs Benedict.
very high quality, very well presented array of items to choose from.
Plus, these are like fancy restaurants, so they should be
displays here in
smaller
the
portion
buffet
sizes.
are really
Let's hope
beautiful.
so.
I love how they put the spices out here. So this is their Indian section. And I'll say there's a couple of dishes that maybe aren't as appetizing as the others, but some of them that are amazing.
Malaysian spicy tomato chicken. Ooh, sounds pretty good.
Overall,
Oh, that beef
a
looks
very
delicious.
strong start to the dining segment here at the Peninsula. Now we are here in Spring Moon, which
A certain firmness is supposed to be good for the posture. I suppose so, but it hurts like hell after a while.
It depends on what kind of sleep style you have. Like, I'm a side sleeper, so I need a softer bed.
Yeah, so am I. And I also need a fairly soft mattress. Seems
Like,
like
if
the
you're a
sort of
back
thing.
sleeper, it's fine. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just getting caught up in chat. This seems like the sort of thing that might happen because they're copying foreign hotel culture without the institutional skill to run it properly. I don't know. I mean, this is still the Peninsula we're talking about. They have been an institution in Hong Kong for nearly 100 years, and I mean that's going back to when it was a British colony. So they've
So do
I
you
mean,
think
they've
it comes down to the management then?
probably just a management QC issue of some kind. Family's heading to grandma's, so the music isn't going to be an issue. Oh, but that's good. That's good. Yeah, once they start blasting music, feel free to unmute it. I'm a belly sleeper. You are a rare breed.
Indeed. Do you have to like turn your head to the side so that you don't suffocate on your pillow? Or are you one of those people that just like stuffs your face into the pillow and hope you awake in the morning?
Angel likes to live life dangerously.
which
Indeed.
is a 1 Michelin-starred Cantonese restaurant at the Peninsula. They are famous for two things. Number one is the XO sauce, which they bottle and introduce to all of China. So if you're familiar with that, we're going to try it right here. And number two is their handmade custard mooncakes, which are so popular, they've actually begun packaging them and selling them as well. So they have a tea sommeliers heating up the little teacups to then be presented as a flavor enhancer for the dish that we're about to be served.
If you've seen the channel, you know I am a big fan of tea, and I think this is one of the most beautiful presentations that you could have for a tea experience.
So before the multi-course lunch that they have here, they bring out a cold brew tea. So it looks like champagne, but it's actually a tea. So there's now been 2 different types of tea that have been placed. I want to really quickly
Fancy
talk
tea.
about the glassware. The incredible attention to detail
Oh, look
that they
at
have
that.
here. These are
Yeah.
created by the Peninsula, so you can't really get these anywhere.
I would
Oh
want to
wow!
take home a few
One
of
thing
thus
with jasmine,
glasses.
it can very
I don't think
easily
they'd let you.
become astringent. It just
Oh,
means
they
that
might
you're
not.
over steeping the tea leaves, whether it's cold or hot. And this is a very, very smooth jasmine tea. So I
The decor in that restaurant is beautiful. Hopefully it smells okay. Hopefully it smells like delicious, like a delicious succulent Chinese meal, and lots of aromatic teas. But I also will take note of this lovely stained glass treatment on the doors in the background. Sort of gives it a
Yeah.
bit of an Art Deco vibe. Reminds me of something like what you would see at the old Imperial Hotel in Tokyo. A lot of the Frank Lloyd Wright touches.
I've been very impressed with the tea selection. This is a mango pudding. It's not the most
Ooh.
aesthetic, but let's hope the flavor comes through here on
looks
it.
good.
You have
me.
some freeze-dried strawberries in there.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing about Hong Kong, if you haven't been, it is on an island. So it's a very modern city, but it's a very
No, is it?
tropical,
I've never
very
guessed.
vibrant, natural environment as well, where they have tropical fruit. So this is their very famous fried rice with XO sauce. It has a very
I love fried
delicate
rice.
depth of flavor. Smokiness to it, the XO sauce, of course, which I have to be honest, I'm not sure if I could identify that flavor specifically, but you've seen a couple of Michelin restaurants in hotels that I've put on this channel in the past, and sometimes you leave those still very much hungry. That is not the case here at the Spring Moon. So now we have
Your belly will be full. Very easy for jasmine tea to start tasting like perfume, but it's great if done right.
I've had jasmine tea before. It's very nice.
I'm wondering, Essen, if you have actually downed a bit of perfume in your time. So how would you know?
I mean, if someone has like a lot of perfume or cologne on them, you can practically taste it off of them, and you're just like, eh.
That's true. That's true. I think we've all sort of made that mistake before. Put a bit too much on, and you know, people can smell you from a mile away.
Not even once.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I don't like perfume, so I don't put that much.
You probably wouldn't like my approach. I tend to be a bit liberal in the application.
Yeah, I might suffocate.
A crispy
Fine, he
chicken
needs to breathe.
smoked with tea leaf. This kind of reminds me of the Peking duck that we had in Seoul. Just the skin specifically. That really hit the spot. That's what I needed. Very tender chicken. The tea leaves give it a nice herbal, kind of herbaceous base to it.
Too much perfume,
Wow,
aka the
another
Puerto
hit.
Rican
The Queen
shower.
Moon. So back in the lobby, this is where they serve their legendary afternoon tea. So they actually brought the
Oh, yeah, here
afternoon
we
tea to Hong Kong for the very first time, almost 100 years ago.
Oh my god, those
It
are
remains
adorable.
a massive tradition here in the hotel and is very, very popular. So I have to give it a try.
God.
And I will say at first glance, I'm a little bit underwhelmed with the bread that was used here and some of
What?
the other things, but you never
can you
know
be
until you
underwhelmed
try
by
it. So I'm
that?
going to hold judgment till we get through all of these different trays.
Because
here.
it's
Let's
basic
dive
bitch
into
white
this.
bread, and he's
You've
being
got three
judgmental.
different tiers here. You've got your top tier, which is desserts, your middle
What
tier,
bread would
which
he
is
use
your finger
instead?
foods, and then you have the scones. The most iconic, the most famous are these scones, and they have been for 100 years. They truly have not changed this recipe for 100 years. Wow, so
I mean,
soft. Smells
hit on
incredible.
perfection,
I can already
no
tell
need to
this is a
change.
big difference from what we had at the Signal afternoon tea in Seoul, South Korea. Wow.
A little
That
bit
is
of your
such
bias
an
coming through
incredible
there.
flavor. It's like a honey sweet bread. It's so dense. It's not
Yeah.
too dry. It's very fluffy. That is how you do a scone with afternoon tea. And it makes sense why they haven't changed the
Damn
recipe in
right.
almost 100 years. We have salmon on what looks like a hamburger bun with a lettuce leaf and a little bit of radish on top. Again, I just think that there's really an
please,
opportunity
man,
here
your description, it insults it.
for refinement, elevation, and visual improvement. But that is a very nice flavor.
Those tiny
So,
flowers
so
on one of
fresh,
those finger
really
foods?
tasty.
I
Or
think
is
so.
that
Last but
like
not
a little?
least, here we have our cup of strawberries that have this glitter, like edible glitter that they put on top of it. Look, you can't go wrong with strawberries and cream. One of the best flavors, I think, on this planet. My overall thoughts on the tea set is that it is traditional, and they've stuck to the traditional way of doing an afternoon tea. There's maybe some room and some opportunity for improvement.
No, hard disagree. You're wrong.
You're like,
Now,
it
the
has
last
scones,
lunch
10 out of
location
10,
here
no
is
arguments.
Masa, which
Yes.
is a Japanese
Jay
light
Peppermint,
bites
hello.
restaurant.
Welcome in. Feel free to pop into VC if you like.
They have sushi and sashimi. They brought out the appetizer dish, which is on this beautiful tray. So it's tomato, it's white shrimp, tofu, and abalone. That is really special. You can tell when you have really great sashimi. It's not overpowering, doesn't taste like the ocean. That's what you got here. Really light and lovely. I would have this breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So being from California, I did order the California roll to see. There's some very nice roe on the outside. Look how beautiful that is.
There's
Some nice
people
little
that argue
edible
that
flour.
California roll is not real proper sushi.
There's a lot
Popular
of roe on
enough
that.
that
The thing
they're
with roe is
implemented
I
in
love it
sushi
on top of
places,
Sushi
so-
rolls, it can be
Guess
a
the
little
California
bit
roll
fishy
wins.
if you have a lot. So it is literally coating the outside of the sushi roll for that one. It's a little bit overpowering on that flavor. The highlight, funnily enough, of this display here is the wasabi. Don't know what to tell you.
Put butter on. Yeah, he really should have put butter on the scones. If he's American, his palate is destroyed from our bread. Our bread is basically sugar. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not great.
There's some Japanese breads that almost have that consistency of angel food cake or something like that.
They just really got that right. So it's now time for a quick coffee break here in the Peninsula Cafe and Boutique. So this is a adorable little cafe that they have here that has an aquamarine teal color about it. It has a beautiful design. Again, very distinct from the rest of the hotel and also quite far from everything else in the hotel. So this is located in the Peninsula Arcade, which you saw earlier in this review. And it's
I'm trying to see more of it, but I'm getting like the retro futuristic vibe.
Very peaceful. There's a separate menu here at the Peninsula Boutique, and most of it revolves around sourdough bread or mango. So it depends on the season, that does change. Order the most popular drink, which is their mango fizzy drink. And you can see here the presentation is really beautiful. There's a little bear that's made out of porcelain with the peninsula on top. Looks like some mango ice cream and some mint. Here we go. See if it tastes as good as it looks.
You know that's gonna hit hard as fuck.
Whoa, so interesting. There's really thick pieces of mango in there, and it's sparkling, so it actually is fizzy. Not my favorite drink, I think, just because.
Very cool color for the cafe. Yeah, very on brand. It's a sort of shades of Peninsula green or variants thereof that you would come to expect with the hotel itself.
Because of the chunks in there, kind of give it a weird texture, but a great flavor. The ice cream is actually more of a custard. Now it's time for the main event, the dinners.
Ah, yes. My sort of scene. This is perfect.
We're here in Gotti's, which is a 71-year-old Michelin-starred French restaurant. I'm gonna try one of the most popular things on the menu, their Wagyu steak. Wow. Beautiful presentation. So this is the Wagyu steak. It's one of the most popular things on the menu here at Gotti's. Everything is beautifully plated. Honestly, you don't even need the béarnaise or really any of the garnish on here. This is such an incredible cut.
Now, you don't need béarnaise sauce, but it can only make it even better.
Right. I mean, did you see when he cut that Wagyu, how smooth that was?
Yeah, no, it's like a medium rare type of cut. Undisputed Gamer, thank you for the follow.
Wow.
But yeah, béarnaise sauce takes a very good steak or even a perfect steak and just elevates it up to levels of heavenly that you didn't think possible, or at least that's what it's supposed to do.
That is a A5 Wagyu. It's medium rare. There's a couple of little side dishes here, so they have some little mini mushrooms, almost a little cannoli, but it's actually a crispy potato with some edible flowers on the top.
They're so
very
cute.
Crunchy, soft, flavorful inside. If I lived in Hong Kong, and I would come here all the time just for this dish. This is truly excellent. Yet another hit for the Peninsula in the dining segment here.
Well, that's a change in vibe.
Yes, much
So
more
the word chesa
Germanic.
actually means inn, and it definitely feels like a cozy, traditional Swiss chalet in here. One thing that's interesting is that it looks like there are windows, but they actually aren't real. So it gives you that kind of quiet and dark, intimate feeling when you're dining here. So as they're coming around pouring water, I noticed that the glass.
I've got it. The owners probably don't stay at their hotels. They're just letting the name carry it and not taking an interest in running it. There's a lot of brands in this world, Joe, that sadly have that sort of mentality where they are very much resting on their laurels and just sort of riding the wave of heritage, where they just hope that that sort of carries them for the next, quarter or the next year or however long, and not really
Investing or innovating?
Yeah, not really. No investments, no innovation, or very little, to where it just, it's sad, and you see it with a lot of things. You see it with hotels, like we've seen it with the Ritz-Carlton in Hong Kong that had that rather disappointing review from our man here. You see it to a certain extent with some of the finer details with the Peninsula. We were looking at a watch video earlier, and you're seeing how Uh, with a lot of the great Swiss brands of wristwatches, same thing. And what's even sadder is they've been doing that for decades now. Even when the quartz crisis happened and the Japanese started to eat everybody's lunch. You see that with the Japanese car brands versus the Germans and the British. It happens after a while, and probably happens after the founder dies and it gets eaten by some portfolio. Well, a lot of them, especially in the watch realm too, have been gobbled up by conglomerates. Like so many of them. Pick a name from Omega to Tissot to I don't even know, Tag Heuer maybe. So many of them now part of the Swatch group, and so you've got you've got like Midos that swap out parts from Tissot parts bins and have same sort of 80-hour power reserve, plasticky and fantasticky movements on the inside. You've got things like Volkswagen swapping out parts between Porsche and Audi, sometimes with the intent of just making it more expensive for them to service. Examples abound, and it's really become something rather sad.
Software that they use are different Swiss.
Even to a certain extent, sorry to keep pausing the video, but even to a certain extent with the hotels, so many of the great hotel brands are now so centralized into just a few conglomerates: Marriott, Hilton, Accor, like the big three, and Intercontinental Hotel Group, to round out the top four. It is to where so many things are so interchangeable that it's like, why bother staying at the, for example, staying at the Waldorf Astoria or a Conrad when you can save your money and you'll probably get the same amenities and a lot of the same service, and maybe even some of the same quality, just staying at a Hampton Inn. Or what's the point in staying at the Hotel Intercontinental when a Holiday Inn Express will do just as well, and you can probably only expect that level of service that you would find at the Holiday Inn Express. Wealth does not last beyond 3 generations, see Tolkien, and the way the grandson is allowing his grandfather's legacy to be debased by Amazon and soon to be Netflix. Yeah, it's he was prophet in his own time with that, wasn't he?
Here. So as they're coming around pouring water, I noticed that the glassware that they use are different Swiss Alps. So these are actually mountains from
clever.
Switzerland in the glass
I
itself,
like that.
which is such a cool and unique detail
That's
here
a
in the
custom
restaurant.
job,
There's
too.
a
That
lot
took
of
some
that
work.
throughout this room.
So this is one of their 2 most famous dishes here. This is
Potato.
the raclette, which is a type of cheese that has potato on top. And you're supposed to smash the potato into the cheese, wrap it in, and then give it a try. So here we go.
There's cheese soup
Is
with
it the
potato.
It's the ultimate cheese pull.
Rolls-Royce did a good job avoiding that trap. They
isn't that
did.
good? Really great cheese.
Bentley
for
to a
that
certain
potato,
extent,
though.
too.
Cheese.
So here we have it, the star of the show. This is the cheese fondue, the main course here. And they come out with
Pickle geckle.
a couple of interesting sides, which I'm a little shocked about. So this is just
What was
cooked
that was in my...
macaroni. Looks like maybe boiled potatoes on the side.
I'm told it's some sort of Swiss expression of, fondue is fun or something like that.
Ah, okay. I mean, it definitely sounds fun to say.
Yes, Fickel Geckel.
Here, just very plain, which is interesting. I'm assuming the cheese has a really strong flavor, so maybe the potatoes and macaroni are meant to just kind of complement that with something to dip it in. And then, of course, you have the traditional bread.
Perfect sort of wintry, Christmassy type meal to share with friends and family.
I've never had
Significantly
fondue.
different flavor than I expected. You
Really?
can taste a little
It's
bit of
quite
the
good.
bacon, but there's a lot of undertones
It
to the
is
flavor
fun
of
to
the
do.
fondue.
Indeed, Joe.
That was terrible.
The cheese almost tastes like it was cooked with wine. It has an almost alcoholic taste to it. Definitely different than I expected. I think it's a more traditional fondue than any that I've ever had.
Yes.
And I definitely like it. It's also very heavy, so just keeping that in mind. You have a whole pot of this and you're going to be wheeled out of here. What a distinct,
you will feel quite
and
lethargic
different
trying to eat
restaurant
that in the
offer here.
summertime.
I mean, truly, for breakfast, you
I
can
will
have
absolutely eat all of it
Cantonese
and regret
food at the
everything and
buffet
nothing.
over at the veranda, and then for dinner, come over here and have Swiss as if you're
And
in the
no one
Alps.
can stop me.
It's really impressive. I haven't seen many hotels like that.
I wouldn't dream of it.
So if that very Swiss dinner wasn't enough, they
look
just
at that.
brought out their signature dessert here. Look at this. It's a
little
little
chocolate house.
house made out of chocolate with a pistachio base around it to look like grass. And then they give you
That's cute.
chocolate sauce
That's
that you
adorable.
drizzle on top of the house. I have to see what's inside. So
Chocolate
Wow.
rain.
there you go.
Is it a reveal? Oh
So the
my.
surprise is, inside is vanilla ice cream.
Hell yeah.
Aw.
That is a cool dessert.
Itadakimasu.
What of a contemporary offering here? Felix.
So before we sit down for dinner at Felix here, I want to get a cocktail at the Molecular Bar. So they
Ooh.
use this
We've got a good selection here. Yamazaki 12-year-old. Looks like Hibiki Harmony. We're off to a good start here, chat. These are some good offerings. These are some good whiskeys.
chemistry equipment behind me to make some of their drinks, and I ordered a pretty interesting one. What they say is
Yo,
the
that's a
most
wild
popular.
setup.
We are still in the Peninsula
takes flair
Hotel, mind you,
bartending to a
and
whole new
this
level.
restaurant feels like I have completely been transported to a futuristic, modern restaurant and bar. I heard the menu is also very different as well.
Oh.
Those were truffles. Smoked truffles.
Kind of reminds me of the Simpsons episode where they're like foodies or whatever. So they're going to the different restaurants, and one of them was like the science restaurant.
I think I remember that one, yeah.
One thing that's cool about the restaurant here is that all of the chairs have the faces of the staff of the Peninsula that have been here for more than 20 years. So once you've been at the Peninsula for more than 20 years, they put your picture on one of the chairs in Felix. And there
Oh,
are a lot.
Your face can be graced by the sweaty back of some tourist.
Right?
of chairs in this room.
It's just what I've always wanted.
So before we go
Exactly.
to the bar and give it that
At least
final
they're not
dining
put
score,
on
I
the
want to add
seat
two
itself.
little bonuses for you. So this is inside a Michelin-starred kitchen. Now, we've looked inside Michelin kitchens before, but remember, every chef does it a little bit differently.
It looks very kitcheny, not so Michelin-starry, but I guess that's where the staff comes in.
I also want to show you something they call the chocolate room. So in this room, they create custom by-hand chocolate creations for guests for various celebrations like New Year's or birthdays or
Charlie and
weddings.
the Chocolate
and
Factory
everything
playing in the
there is
background?
Yes, a variant on Pure Imagination.
made by hand using these two chocolate mixers right in front of you. Really an amazing room
hard.
that you don't see very often at a hotel. Let's go to the bar. Now, the primary bar here at the Peninsula is called The Bar. They have live music every single night, including a pianist and sometimes jazz. It's a very comfortable, cozy, dark wood, dark leather kind of
My
lounge
goodness.
feel.
Welcome back.
It
Welcome
actually
back.
feels completely separate from the hotel, totally different than the rest of the interior. They have some very unique cocktails on the menu, like the Long Life Elixir here, which I absolutely have
It's
to
a lot
try.
of booze. All we need is Jack Nicholson with an axe.
Whew, that was a lot of dining here at the Peninsula. An incredibly impressive, diverse display of culinary art in all of the different restaurants here. My only critique is that not every dish was extraordinary. There were a couple that maybe could have been taken a look at in the buffet or in some of the dishes at the Felix, for example, but really it is hard to critique when that's only about 5% of all of the meals that I had. You saw the plating, the presentation, the serving, everything was top-notch. I gave the dining here at the Peninsula a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, well deserved.
I knew it was going to be a 9.
Let's talk about the service, which is a very important part of any luxury stay. All right. It is 6:54, so they arrived 6 minutes early with the breakfast service test here. This is the Eggs Benedict and the hot coffee that I ordered last night. It is looking very appetizing, minimalistic. It has a zucchini and another kind of squash here. The coffee has this perfectly
that's what that is. I'm like, is that sushi on his plate?
So a fun fact about the silver here, they use over 20,000 pieces of silverware every single day here at the Peninsula, and someone polishes them
a lot of silverware.
by hand to be used. They have over 40,000 in their collection.
Too.
They have a little marker here that says coffee. This one says cream. Let's test how fresh it is.
Looks fresh enough.
Whew, very hot. Very good.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
They definitely passed the breakfast service test.
Hey man,
In
you want
fact,
to pass
this
some
is
of that
the
over
first
here?
hotel on the channel
Right.
where the breakfast has arrived before
Share some
the
with the
time
class.
that it was expected. We won't know the official service score, however, until we do
Got that
that
egg
service
too.
test.
Where the yolk just sort of oozed
Now,
out.
the
It was
service
like,
test
oh
is the
my
part of the
God.
review where I call the front desk and ask for something a little bit strange that they're
You're going
not used to
Pony over
accommodating.
eggs again, aren't you?
I've asked for a lot of strange things
Maybe.
on the channel in the past, and it's more about if they're able or willing to accommodate it rather than actually accomplishing it. Here at the Peninsula, you saw that chocolate room, which really got me thinking. Who you didn't meet is the head chocolatier, who is really the Willy Wonka of the Peninsula and claims he can make anything out of chocolate. So I put this survey out to all of you to see what you think we should have him make, and this was the winner. Let's give him a call.
Camera.
So I was actually wondering if you could make a camera out of chocolate.
Let me quickly check with the chocolate room.
Is it possible to have that set up in the room as well?
Once it's ready, we can send to the room, probably late afternoon today.
Okay, great. So he is able to make a camera and bring it up to the room.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Pretty cool. Let's go talk about the service at the hotel in general and then
I
come
mean,
back
making a
and
camera shouldn't be too
see what
hard for a
camera made
professional
out of chocolate
chocolatier.
looks like.
No, it's probably the molds you can do it with.
A couple things that happened in the hotel. I needed a scissors to cut something, and they delivered it on a silver tray with a nice fabric underneath it. Another time, something happened with my camera
10
during
out of 10.
filming, and the microphone stopped
Fancy
working.
schmancy.
One of the staff offered to go all the way to the store and pick up the thing that I needed and just bill it to the room at the exact price with no surcharge or anything extra. Every
Brilliant.
staff that I've interacted with or come into contact
Love
with
that.
has been so kind and so nice. They greet you by your last name, escort you everywhere you need to go. For example, even in the bathroom, which of course I didn't film, there's a staff in every single men's room throughout the hotel, making sure you have a hand towel and everything that you need. Sometimes the hotel was truly empty and they would still have areas like that staffed. Anywhere that you go in the hotel, anywhere in the restaurant, they are always accommodating, always thinking of ways to go out of their way to support you. All right, so back in the room to see if they set up our chocolate camera. What is this here? So they set out a record from the Gotti's restaurant. That's amazing.
That's cool.
All right, let's see if we have our camera. Wow, look at this. Oh, this is beautiful.
Brilliant.
You've got to be kidding me about that.
That's about what I expected.
Very
Yeah. Everything all right over there, Angel? Everything all right over there?
I'm good.
looks like an old Leica that they used as an exemplar. Either an old Leica or Fujifilm.
Impressive pass for the service test here. Not only
what do
did
you
they
think,
make
camera?
a camera as requested by all of
Yeah.
you, they
Usually
also
think of a
put
rangefinder or
Ryan's
an
travel
SLR.
journal, and I'm at a loss for words.
Oh my god.
Look at
Dude, that's
that.
fucking wild.
Wow. It even says the Peninsula on the front of it. He really is the Willy Wonka of the Peninsula.
So since it's got digital display,
But I think we do have to
probably
give it a try because that's what it was made for,
modeled
right?
after a Fujifilm. Oh, we've got a raid. Raiders, welcome in. Kinsuke Tenko,
Hello.
thank you for the raid. Raiders, welcome. Those of you who are new here, I'm Lord Rexworth. I'm an English nobleman Vtuber, and we're watching a man devour a chocolate camera and a chocolate passport. He's actually it's part of a review of the Peninsula Hotel in Hong Kong. But yes, we're watching a grown man eat a chocolate camera. How was your stream? Couldn't decide who to raid, then randomly remembered your streaming Steins Gate Elite a while ago. Yes, with Zoe. Do need to pick that up eventually at some point. Gosh, that's been almost a year. I can't believe it. But yeah, how was your stream? Let me get you some shout outs over on the Twitch side. We're streaming Robotics Notes Elite, which is in the same overarching cities. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, Raiders, thank you so much for joining us here. Daru and Kurisu have cameos, but only as people you can see on the bland name version of Twitter. Oh, I see. All right. So it takes place in the same universe. That's cool. Well, I hope you had a fantastic time playing Robotics Notes Elite. I hope you had a fantastic stream. If anyone needs to raid and run, I totally understand. But yeah, do feel free to exercise the normal after-stream care of getting up and stretching, grabbing something to eat, something to drink, maybe even grab yourself a nice chocolate camera and chocolate passport to devour, you know, in case somebody gave you that sort of rare, interesting gift for Christmas there. Takumi, the pro tag of Chaos Head, also has the same type of cameo. Oh, an older version of Nye is in the main cast. Very interesting. I'll have to check it out.
I feel like to be respectful, I have to eat the whole thing.
Even the plate's edible.
Yes.
What an incredible life experience that was. I'm
there's so
blown
much more
away. Did
chocolate
not
there.
think
Don't you
they'd be
fucking
able
waste
to
that.
do that here at the Peninsula. But they really did. That was one of the best service
probably
test
going to
results
collapse
I've
into
ever
a
seen.
diabetic coma.
And truly, I wish I
here
could have taken
shortly.
it home, but that's the second
worthy
best option.
sacrifice.
One thing that I didn't mention earlier is when I went downstairs to walk around a little bit and to talk about the service at the hotel while this was getting made, they did tell me that this would be $300 US for this display. Now, the display was
That doesn't
already
surprise me.
set up at that point. It was already far past the point where I could have said no, and I'm not complaining at all. I am totally happy to pay that, but they definitely should have checked beforehand on the phone to make sure that the price made sense for the piece. Definitely not that big of a deal. Let's give it an official service score. So as you saw already,
And it's a rich
they
people hotel, so-
absolutely knocked
Yeah.
the service test completely out of the park. They were
Yeah,
also
that
early
surprised
with the
me.
breakfast service test, which has never been
That
done
doesn't
before in
surprise me.
any of these hotel reviews. Generally around the hotel, they were always extraordinarily attentive, supportive, helpful, and they were overstaffed everywhere, which was a really nice touch. There were only a few minor things that I would adjust. Compared to other luxury hotels, it did feel like there was an air of stress amongst the staff. I've been places where the staff feel joyous and happy to be there, and that wasn't as much the case here at the Peninsula, but it was a minor difference. Additionally, there wasn't enough waters in the room. It felt like I was always asking for more water or trying to find waters around the hotel, and there was no welcome drink when you first check in, which is just a small detail, but it can make a big difference when you're dehydrated from a long flight from Los Angeles, for example. With all of this in mind, but all of the really exceptional things standing out, I gave the service a 9 out of 10.
If you ever mess with Robotics Notes, you should know that it has a bizarro way of progressing the chapters, even if you don't normally use a guide for VNs. I'd use one for this, even if it's the first time. Duly noted.
Now for the it factor. The it factor is that special thing about a hotel that you can't really put your finger on. It's the indescribables. The thing that you want to tell your friends and family about, or the reason why you keep coming back. Part of the it factor of the hotel is also the value, and the price point per night is quite high for the city of Hong Kong, but it's not the highest in the city. You also have access to some of their facilities, like the pool here that you saw earlier, the Rolls-Royce fleet, but many of those things are actually for purchase. Now, the things that are included here in the hotel include yoga and some fitness activities, but they are pretty sparse in the calendar, and we've seen much better activities at other hotels that are complimentary, like in Costa Rica, for example.
But no welcome water with a cucumber slice, 5 out of 10.
I mean...
So you saw the Rolls-Royce fleet earlier in this review, and now we are inside of one. These Rolls-Royces can be booked for anywhere between 2,500 to 4,800 Hong Kong dollars per hour, and they'll take you anywhere you want to go in Hong Kong. One other fun thing about this Rolls-Royce is the seats back here not only are incredibly comfortable. I mean, there's a very plush carpet underneath my shoes.
Well, they tell me better be. It's a Rolls.
They also have a massage function that you can literally turn on and get a massage while you're driving through Hong Kong. I've never seen something like this at a luxury hotel before, where the house car is this caliber and they have this many of them. Now, before I give the Peninsula an official it factor score, I want to say a special thank you to the Peninsula team, who went way out of their way to make sure I could film the most comprehensive review possible. They opened every single door, and I am incredibly grateful. Now, for the it factor, some of the things that you didn't see at this hotel include the facade of the building actually changing throughout the year. So during the holidays, they wrap the front in this blue ribbon that you see here, and during Chinese New Year, it's red lanterns. Generally speaking, you really do have a sense of place when you're staying here. It has a lot of gravitas and power here in the city of Hong Kong. I gave the it factor a 7.5 out of 10. So there you have it. That was the Peninsula Hotel. I was very impressed with this stay. They have definitely refined this hotel over the course of 100 years of history. I recommend it next time you're in the city. Unfortunately, it is time to check out now and give it that final score out of 50. So if you total together all of the numbers throughout this review, I gave the Peninsula Hotel here in Hong Kong a 41 out of 50. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ryan Walker, and we'll see you on the next one.
I put 80, 81.
Pretty fancy schmancy.
It is. Right, we'll drop a link in chat for everybody so they can go check it out for themselves.